What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Jarrell. So in today's video, I want to show you guys the secret to making 146 come in every single time in Madden 22. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn post notifications on. So first and foremost, I do want to say that I am in the Dolphins playbook. Again, I am in the Dolphins playbook. Now, 146 can be found in a lot of other different playbooks. And also, one thing I do want to say is that when I say every time, I'm pretty much referring to like an empty set where they're not blocking the running back. And even if they are blocking the running back, this tip that I'm about to give you, you can actually still come in only blitzing 5 people versus their 6, or you know, you can still blitz. You can actually blitz as little as 3 people if they're in an empty set. You'll still be able to scream. And also, I do have gameplay that I'll be talking over. It's going to be about an 8-minute gameplay versus an opponent who just sat in empty, and you're going to be able to see how he tried to, you know, combat 146. You're going to see how good it is, and you're going to see exactly how this tip fares in actual game. So I do hope you guys do enjoy this video. So first and foremost, before I get into anything, so I want to talk about coaching adjustments. Now, there's going to be times where I run my zones on default, and there's going to be times where I zone drop, which I'll talk about that in a second. Now, you always want to, I like to always make sure I have auto flip off. Now, if you're on next gen, this is more for current gen, to be honest with you, because I can't speak for next gen because I do not have next gen, so I can only speak on current gen. So on current gen, I like having auto flip off. I think it works a lot better with that way. But you're gonna be able to see here that it kind of doesn't matter, and I'll get into that in a second. But anyways, if I want my zone drops off, I'll leave it off. But if I want them on, I like putting my flats at 20. I like putting my curl flats at 5, and I like putting my hooks either at 10 or 15. But you're gonna see me do that in game. You're gonna see how that looks. So for now, I'm just gonna leave everything on default. So wanted to make sure I did mention that. Now, as far as personnel goes, you actually want to make sure you have edge threat right here. Edge threat is what Chandler Jones has, I'm pretty sure. And you really just want your 2 best pass rushes. Now, if you only have one, then you actually want to put him right here in this position, because when you have auto flip off, you always want to run this to the left. So the blitz that we're going to be talking about is coming from the left side. So make sure you have edge threat. That's really, really important. Or any pass rush, you know, ability to where they get like, you know, win animations. Those are going to be the ones that we're going to be able to scream with. So that actually, excuse me, drop my controller, but that's actually the key. Honestly, it's actually having a edge threat defender in this position and an edge threat defender in this position right here, just because of the animation that they get on the pass rush, and it's going to allow either this cornerback right here or this cornerback to come free. So I'm actually going to throw Goin in right there. I believe he's fast, and I'm gonna leave Byron Murphy right there. But for personnel wise, obviously you just want to have, like I said, 2 good pass rushers right here. If you only have one, please put an edge threat right here. And then you're also going to see the difference between not having one and have one, because JJ Watt does not have edge threat, but Chandler Jones does. So right here you see we do have Isaiah Simmons, and we'll go ahead and throw in a fast user right here. If I can find that safety, not Thompson, it's another one. I'm not gonna worry about it, but you really just want 2 fast users right here, so I'll just put Deontay Thompson, whoever that is. And the play that we would talk about is gonna be this cover 2 sink right here. So versus offense, I chose the Saints, and also coming out just empty. But let's actually come out empty Steeler, because this is actually a formation I'm going to end up doing eventually, because I really love this empty Steeler formation. I think it's really nice. I really love Steelers cross. A lot of things you can do out of that, and it's honestly a really good formation, honestly. So be expecting the video on this empty coming real soon. So anyways, let's go to Steelers cross just to come out in. Now, this is what the play looks like originally. So what you want to do, which I already did a 146 versus empty, but I want to I'm also going to veer off and talk about other formations, like if they have the running back in the backfield, if they're motion and blocking, you know, I'm gonna talk about all that, and you're gonna see all that in the gameplay as well. So anyway, start off, you always want to press. I like to pinch my line, and then quarterback attain, and then what you're gonna do is drag this guy here. Now, what you're looking for is with the edge threat, excuse me, I actually want to make sure that he is right here. So you don't want to keep him right here. You want to keep him about right here. You want to give a little bit of space where he's still inside the contain. Now, let's go and snap the ball so I can kind of show you. So you see how he does that animation right there? The reason that you want an edge threat defender is because 9 times out of 10, they are going to give them some type of animation. And the reason I chose the Saints, because they have 2 great left tackle, right tackles. So you could be able to tell that this isn't a garbage lineman. So basically, the animation you're looking for is this animation right here. This is the animation that you're looking for, because it basically holds this left guard, or excuse me, left tackle or right tackle, depending on what side you're running on. It's basically going to hold him, because you see right here how he's actually going to get this little animation where he's stuck. So he's stuck on him because he has to block him. The guard is not going to be able to slide over, and then it's basically just going to glitch him out, and that's how we create the free pressure right there. So that's basically the secret though. I'm gonna talk about cover shells, and actually when I start the video, I'll talk about that. When you see the gameplay, you'll see how I like to actually guard empty. So again, you got to keep them right here. Now I want to show you dual edge pressure, because yes, you can actually do dual edge pressure. So like I said, JJ Watt, he's good enough to where he does get animations by himself some of the times. So you'll be able to see that here. Let's see if he gets one. So yep, that's another animation I was talking about. And you see right there, we literally have dual edge pressure, which is why I said it's absolutely crazy. So if you want to run 146, you have to have edge threat or some type of pass rush ability to get these animations. So kind of watch JJ Watt right here. So this is another animation you get. So you see how they both get the same animation. So watch JJ Watt right here. Let's go over some right here. So you see how he gets this little animation, and also Chandler Jones ends up getting the same exact animation. So basically what we have happen is that we have two guards that have nothing to do. You see how they're just literally doing nothing, and that's what's going to allow us to have this instant pressure right here. Yes, it is 5-on-5 technically, but you can actually blitz as little as 3 people, which is really crazy. So let me go and show you that. So what I like to do, and you'll see it in gameplay also, so don't worry, you will see it in the gameplay if you guys stick around for that. So sometimes what I like to do is spy that guy, and if I spy that guy, a lot of times I like to kind of bring this guy right here and just kind of mess with the lineman, but you definitely don't need to, and I'll show you that that you really don't need to. So I'm gonna put my user right here, and then as long as that tackle gets that animation, you could tell we are just literally going to screen with 3 people. So you can also only blitz 2 people, which I never recommend you do. But if for some reason they're just giving you that much trouble, then like you could, let's say you could also put a defensive end right here in the position. So if I have somebody fast, I'd put a spy there, and then I don't know, let's just say I wanted to put him in a vertical hook, and then I don't know, just man him up or something like that. You know, let's say I just wanted to play a defense like that, right? So you definitely could. I'm gonna blitz my user too, which you know, I recommend you on current gen or next gen still to blitz your user. But what you're gonna be able to notice is as long as we get that animation, we're good. See, that time we actually did not get the animation, and I'm actually glad that happened, because you can actually see what it looks like if you don't get the animation. So also, I am going to show you guys against other gun formations. Don't worry, I just kind of want to show you guys that you can actually only blitz 2 people and still get through. But right here, you see we did not get the animation we want, and when you don't get the animation you want, that's what happens. They kind of just like run into each other, and then they correct themselves. So I like to always make sure I'm blitzing 3, because normally you're always going to get that animation. But if you only blitz 2, sometimes you actually don't get that animation. So I'm just going to throw him just like this, and let's just snap the ball just to see. So you see how we actually did not get the animation 2 times in a row. Yeah, so I recommend doing blitzing at least 3 people. It seems to be the most consistent, because it seems like when you only blitz 2, they don't give you that you know, speed rush animation. So let me just kind of spy him, put him in there. Let's just pretend like we blitz our user too. So maybe this might be what you have to do. Let's see if we'll get the animation now. Nope, we still don't get it. So I always recommend just blitzing 3. Seems like that's going to be your best bet. Now, I kind of want to move on just a little bit and talk about these other formations, right? So let's say they wanted to come out in a gun formation, right? So let's say what we have here. Let's go tight doubles, right? So with tight doubles, for one, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But you notice how he lines up right here. So you see how they line up right there. So all I did was pinch my line and widen them out. And you want to bring this guy, you want to put him about right here. And normally I like to man up the running back just in case they block their running back. That normally helps. But let's just see. All you want to do is wait for the animation, and you see right there how they kind of just swap. So that's the only problem that I have with running 146 versus gun formations. It's literally not as consistent. So it's a little tough. Not even gonna lie to you guys. But the certain gun formations I like is something like gun doubles. So you might say, "Real, why would I like gun doubles?" And that's basically just because you don't have somebody that the cornerback has to go around, so you can put them right here. And then now normally you still will get those animations. Let's see right here. So you see how you just don't get those animations. It's just like not consistent. So be very careful running this versus shotgun formation. So that's why I don't really run it. So if I do want to run 146 versus shotgun formations, and I want to make sure that I get in every single time, or just about every single time, I will always blitz 5 people. So I would actually come here, grab this guy, bring him here, and then I would come grab this guy and bring him here. And this is how I would do it personally. So personally, I would actually just run it just like this. And if I want to back that guy out, I will. Normally, I do like to back him out, just to kind of get him out the box, excuse me. So one thing I do like to do is probably put that guy in a quarter or put him in a third. And then either I'll play cover 2 on that side, or I'll probably put this guy in a excuse me, I can't think, middle third, and normally I'll use it this guy. Now, if you use it this guy, be very careful because you will get weak box against the run. That's why I don't like it, and I recommend you using a safety too. That's why I would do that. So me personally, I love to rotate and play like a cover 3 style. That's just me personally. And I would take that linebacker here and put him in a purple, and now we just have to cover 3. I really love cover 3 with vertical hooks though, by the way. But let's just see if we can actually screen. So let's see what the plays. I actually don't even know. So 4 verts. So just kind of watch, and you're just basically looking to see animation. So right there, you see how we do get the dual edge pressure. So it's definitely not like you can't. It's just literally not as consistent. Now, formations I love to blitz against, like I said, is gun doubles, trips you can blitz. I'll show you trips in a second here, but you always want to blitz in formations where they're not compressed. So I don't like blitzing versus compressed sets with 146 because if this guy right here touches any receiver, normally it kind of makes them like glitch out and they normally don't get a good rush animation. But you can tell right here, look at Chandler Jones. You see how he gets a little stutter that lets you know he's going to come free. And even if I would have blocked the running back, I would have had somebody coming free. Why is that? Because they both get the same animation and we have 2 free, and there's going to be no way that the running back can block 2 people. So last time before I hop into gameplay, I'm sorry this video is kind of long. Let's just talk about another formation. So let's just do gun Y stack flex or whatever. So again, like I said, if I run 146 online, normally I actually just will run it just like this. And if I want to guarantee pressure if they're blocking the running back, then I would actually do it this way. And normally you will be fine. Like I said, I like to kind of click on him, get him out the hole. I don't know why I keep saying hole, get him out the box. Now versus this formation, I still would just run my cover 3 concept. Just because cover 3 is going to be it's going to be a pretty safe defense, so I would probably run it just like this. I like to lead that mid read every now and again. And also one thing you can do, like I said, you could spy the D tackle, but I don't really recommend doing that unless you have it in there. But just to kind of show you what's going on, so you see right here how it's just, I don't know, like I prefer you to only use this versus empty sets. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive. Actually, no. Actually, hold on for a second before we actually dive into gameplay. I do want to show you trips because I did say I was going to show you trips, so I want to show you trips. Because trip tight end, you definitely can blitz it. So let's go to gun trio. It's pretty much the same thing. So let's go to verticals. Now, there's 2 things you can do. You can either blitz on this side or you can blitz the running back side. Now, normally I like to blitz this side right here and just make sure that your slot receiver, to make sure their slot doesn't get touched. So we'll see right here if we actually get a good animation. You can tell right there, we are actually going to get it. And now that time it actually worked out in our favor just because the receiver bumped them. But basically, long story short, you want to make sure you have edge threat right here in this position because you're going to be able to see, you see how he just gets a nice bull rush animation right there. And I mean, of course, obviously that means that just nobody's going to account for him, right? So, and also we could have blitzed the other side too, but we just didn't. And that's, you know, where you can actually, you know, use that to your advantage. See right here, we're only blitzing 4 people, you see? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 across the board. They're blocking 5 and we're still getting through. So 146 for you, though. But let's check out this gameplay though. Now, the reason that I did decide to do gameplay, because I do have some of you subs that ask me for gameplay, and I just want to be able to just show you guys that, yes, you know, the things that I give you guys, I actually use in game, or I have used them before in game. So this is just prime example, and I actually found out this secret on accident, and because I run 146 a lot, and sometimes it's consistent, but when you run with this way, it's really, really consistent. You can tell right here, right off the rip, we are going to scream at him. Now, I did decide to pick this up in the second quarter because he actually was not using empty for the beginning part of this game, but towards the end, I guess all he wanted to run was this empty. But yeah, so basically you're going to see how he's going to try to just affect things. You can tell right here, I mean, just look, like literally nobody touched Wilson. I believe Wilson's like 92 speed. So you basically want to have 2 fast slot corners because you want to be able to blitz from whatever side you want to. So you can tell right here, basically right now, all I'm doing is sending 4 and he's blocking 5, right? So you see him making protections, doing audibles at the line. So he's probably trying to double team, slide his line, you know, you can imagine. But with 146, it's crazy because it really just doesn't really matter. And also, I hope you guys are actually checking out my coverage shell. So, you know, if you guys can notice, basically what I'm doing is I like to play cover 3 to the wide side of the field, and I like to play cover 2 to the short side of the field. That's normally what I like to do. As right there, we are going to screen, but he does do a great job of delivering a nice dot. But basically right here, like I said, to the wide side of the field, I like to play cover 3 or cover 4 concept, and then I like to play cover 2 to the short side of the field because it's really hard to hit that little gap in cover 2 to the short side. You can tell, I mean, just look, like literally look right there. I wouldn't, unfortunately I didn't get an animation, but you can tell right there, I'm literally just screaming at him, right? So you can tell it doesn't take long to set up at all. All you do is just pinch your line, quarterback contain, drag that guy in, and whatever cover shell you want to play behind it is completely up to you. And the good thing about this defense is that your opponent knows you're only blitzing 4 people, right? So they understand, well, it makes it like a lot more nerve-wracking, you know. But right here you can tell I'm going back to default adjustments, so everything you see up until you see the screen again is going to just be default coverages. Because like I said, I told you guys, I really like to alternate between zone dropping and non-zone drop because they play different. You get press animations, or sometimes I might not want to press animation, so it just depends on what I want. Is right there. That's what's going to happen when you use this defense, because they're going to feel like they have to throw the ball immediately because you're going to be hollering at them with 4 people, right? So right here you can tell he does get the ball back, and it is second half, and now he's going to start actually trying to be smart, right? So what I mean by smart rail, I just mean he's going to start motion over people trying to block. And the good thing about this defense is that we're still only rushing 4. He's blocking 6 and we're rushing 4, right? So those numbers are going to be crazy for us, right? That's why I said that this defense is just crazy, because he's going to have to bring a tight end over. He's going to have to block a running back if they're in, you know, a gun set. They're going to have to, just because we're going to be able to scream at them from either side that we want to. So right here you can tell, just know where to go, and just great play, right? So he's going to go ahead and hurry up offense, 3rd and 7. And like I said, you guys can see I'm not really doing a lot of adjustments and everything, so it lets me just be able to, you know, do whatever I want as a cover shell, because he has to do all these adjustments. And look what happens when he doesn't block nobody. So right there, we actually didn't get home, get a bad animation, he falls forward, you know, that's fine. But what I want you guys to pay attention to is, look, like literally almost every single play. So kind of watch Chandler Jones. So that's going to be the key right here. You can tell anytime he gets an animation, then he's going to come free. So you see that right there, he gets an animation and he's going to come free. It's literally like clockwork. Like I said, I'm on all Madden practice mode in practice, so that's why it wasn't really super consistent. But this is all pro, right? So just look, 2 times in a row. So we come through literally 2 times in a row. He tries to deliver a dot, you know, just doesn't have time. Why? Because he's getting chased so hard, you know. So right here, what you're going to be able to notice now is that I actually decided I want to turn zone drops back on. So I like to do 20, then sometimes I do 5, and then sometimes I may play with my hook zones. It just depends. So right here, you see I'm going back. I'm probably deciding, yep, I'm actually going to put my hook zones on 15. And normally I like to put them on 15 because that normally helps like the little quick post type of plays. And they normally will sit right there, right where I want them to. So right here, 3rd and 17, just kind of watch, you know. So just watch Chandler Jones, and see right here, he has to motion him over. So he's blocking 6 people, y'all. And especially this is really good now because delay fades aren't a thing anymore. So it's really just a disadvantage for the offense, right? So right there, he does make a great read. I actually didn't put anybody out there in the flats. So great read by him though. But like I said, man, if delay fades were still a thing, his offense definitely would be well, 1-4-6 definitely wouldn't be as good if delay fades were a thing. And since they're not a thing, that's why that this formation is just really good. So right here you can tell we're only blitzing 3 people, so just kind of watch. He's blitzing, well, I'm blitzing 3, he's blocking 6. So just imagine how many people I have in coverage. So there's almost nothing you can do, especially when you have 2 edge threats. That's why the Cardinals, honestly, I don't use them as much on regs, just because I mean they're really good, and I only really get on regs to give you guys some gameplay anyways, or something like that. I hardly ever play this game just for fun. But anyways, he's gonna go emotional. But like I said, I'm only blitzing 3, he's blocking 6. I will take those numbers all day, because that means he has to find a dot. He has to. So he found something he likes, so he's gonna go ahead and hurry up offense, and that's fine. You know, look how fast we're set up. And if you're one of those people who like to play standard coverages, cool. If you like to make a lot of adjustments, cool. You have that freedom to. Now right here is one thing I like doing. I like putting, so I have my purples on 5 and I have my cloud on 20, so you can tell we basically just took away that whole left side of the field with the vertical hook right there. That was at like 10 or 15. And that whole left side of the field is taken away with that kind of concept. So if somebody's running a lot of flooded concepts, this is one way I like to play double Mabel basically. And you could tell right here, I mean, there's just really, I mean, good dot by him. I think my hook zone got glitched out right there. So basically what I'm about to do now, I was like, okay, he wants to throw that, so I'm pretty sure that I was trying to decide right here if my 15 is good or not, because I did see him get bumped, and that was his first time really making that read. So I did decide to put it on 10 just to test it out, because 10 will stop those like backside slants a lot of times. They're really good for sitting right in that window. So anyways, right here, just getting it set up, and he's going to utilize a lot of motion. This, I know this dude is good, because most people don't really utilize motions a lot, motion blocks. So right here, you can tell, I mean, there's just really nothing open. I mean, what do you do? You know, you have to block 6. You basically have to block 6 versus this defense, and you have to make quick reads. You have to put together great route combos, because you're already at a disadvantage of not having enough routes on the field. So anyway, you can tell he's really just going to go ahead and sacrifice his tight end, and I'm cool with that. So watch what happens if he doesn't sacrifice his tight end, right? So I'm more than positive we're going to screen. You see right here, we're only blitzing 3. Now anytime I blitz 3, I like to blitz my user and then touch alignment if I can. That's just me personally. So you tell right here we touched alignment, and just look, he's literally coming free, and he has to block 6, and we only send 3. So like I said, anytime you have those numbers, you know, that's great. So 30 and 18 for him. If he doesn't do anything here, it's pretty much, you know, game over at this point. I mean, there's just really nothing he's gonna be able to do. And right here, you can tell he didn't block his tight end. Now, something happened, he got tripped up, but that's fine. And we are gonna come over with alert. Now, he was making me mad on offense, so I did decide just to celebrate because he was playing, you know, I didn't feel like dealing with his defense. So anyways, you can tell right here, he does get the ball back. I drove all the way down. I think I threw a pick or something. But anyways, I was actually not too mad about it because I knew I was making this video for you guys. So I wanted to get another drive of defense on just to kind of show you guys. So you can tell right here, try to playmaker him. And I mean, there's just really nothing open. Like, he can only have about 4 routes on the field, you know, just because he has to sacrifice a tight end. Or if he was, you know, under center, he'd have to sacrifice, not under center, if he was in the gun, he'd have to sacrifice a running back, you know. So right here, like I said, a lot of times that's good. Is like a lot of times if you touch a lineman, normally you're going to get in free almost every single time. So 3rd and 10, basically he's just playing to put up points so he doesn't, you know, so the score looks a little better. And that's fine because I want to show you guys some more reps. So like I said, this is another one of my favorite coverage shells where I have a purple with a vertical hook combo. And just look at how everything plays, everything flows together, and he has to throw the ball away. So if you guys aren't convinced yet that this defense is just really, really good, then I don't know how else to convince you. Now, really good versus empty, I should say. That's where it's really good at. Because if you try to use this in a shotgun, you will probably get toted on. So really, really be careful because they really have nerfed 146 a whole lot. But anyways, man, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Do let me know if you enjoyed this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.